is the dullest day. Like I have to put a ring light on, and then that was making it look really blue, and it's making me look really pale, and then we've had to put this on to try and like warm it up. It is 2:30 and you would honestly think it's like 6 o'clock at night. It's looking a bit miserable, so if the colours are tad off, that's where we're at. We're in Scotland where the sun never shines. But I wanted to do a Q&A because I just feel like Q&As are always good to do every like couple of months, a few times a year, just to like catch up on topics and things that you actually might want to know specifically about, and not just me making whatever videos I feel like making. So I asked on Instagram. I actually asked twice, because I asked just like a regular Q&A, and then a couple of days later I was like, feel free to be a wee bit more unhinged if you like it can kind of be about any topic. It doesn't necessarily just need to be health and fitness. So we'll see what we've come up with. I haven't even looked at these. I don't even know how many there are. So I shall crack on and see. If you're brand new, please subscribe. Welcome to Vlogmas. We are doing as many videos as we can in December, and I am happy you're here to support it. So let me just get comfy actually, because this might be a while. This might be a long one. This might be a grab a tea, grab a coffee, sit down, get comfy, or if you're like watching this at the gym doing some cardio or something, absolutely go for it. I actually tend to watch Q&As, not watch, listen, because I feel like Q&As, normally someone is just kind of sitting there chatting, and I tend to listen to them in the car, so I'll just like play it down on the holder thing if I'm driving for like a good half an hour or something. It's a good way to get a Q&A in. So if that is you, hi. Drive safe. Let me see. I'm hoping these are really mixed and really random. I haven't put them in any kind of order because I haven't even looked at them, so we will see. Oh, what is Scotland like? Cold and grey, dark. Do you know, I definitely go through phases where sometimes I'm like, oh, I actually love Scotland, like the nature and the scenic things to do, more so in winter time. Like see, this time of year it's very much like, oh, we should go to Glencoe and see all the like the mountains and the hills and the snow, and go to like a wee cafe, that kind of vibe. In summertime I just feel like we don't really get a proper enough summer to do really summery things, and we tend to go on holiday in summertime. So it's definitely more of a wintry place to visit. It's moody, you know, it's very Harry Potter-esque, if that's the vibe you were going for. But you know, a lot of the time I'm like, I just want to move to like California or somewhere where the sun shines, and I feel like there's more to do. Whether there is or isn't, I do not know. Have you ever tried fasting? So I used to kind of loosely do intermittent fasting, and I'm saying intermittent because I'm saying loosely because I kind of did it without trying to do it. So I never really used to be hungry in the morning until like 11 o'clock, and then I kind of ate between 11 and 7. So I technically did an 8-hour window of eating, but other than that, no. Now I'm hungrier all the time, and I'm obviously awake earlier. Like Blake wakes me up sometimes at like 6 o'clock, and I'm like, I'm not waiting till 11 to eat. What on earth? Why? And it's not that I ever waited till 11 to eat, it's more that I just wasn't really hungry. But now I just feel like I'm hungry all the time. So other than that, no, fasting is not for me. I just think, I do actually believe the consensus is that for women, fasting isn't necessarily the best idea, just with your changing hormones and the amount of sleep we need and all these type of things. I think really high stress things like fasting is just not beneficial to women, but I could be wrong. What will you have for Christmas dinner this year? Okay, so hear me out. I used to always make the pie from, it's a Thanksgiving roast, it's on hotforfood.com. It is amazing. It's literally, it is easy to make, but it is quite time consuming. Like I'll spend about 2 hours making it, and I normally make it on Christmas Eve. And this year, honestly, I was like, I don't really want to make anything for Christmas dinner, so we're going to my parents this year for Christmas dinner. And I normally make the pie. My sister's vegan, my parents are kind of pescatarian, so they don't really eat meat other than fish. So anytime it's Christmas time, I make the pie. My whole side of the family has it, and that is that. This year my mum was like, Steph, I was in, was it Aldi or Lidl? I think it was Aldi, and they have one that basically looks the same. It's a kind of Wellington roast thing. It's basically like sweet potato, chestnuts, like a vegetable layer, all this kind of stuff. So she's going to buy it, have it for dinner like next week or something. Let me know how it compares to the homemade pie, and if it's up there, that's what we're having for Christmas dinner as the main. I absolutely love the pie that I make, but I have made it every year now for about 7 years, no joke. It is great, it is wonderful, but to be honest, do I want to be spending my Christmas Eve making a pie? Not really. I don't really want to do that. Because we're also making Christmas Eve dinner, like Adam and I are having like Christmas Eve dinner in the house. We want to just have like our own wee mini thing before seeing obviously the rest of our families the next day. Do I want to spend 2 hours of that time cooking? No. I don't really. So potentially a pie from Aldi. Obviously we do the roast potatoes, the veg. What's the starter? My mum makes homemade like soup, lentil vegetable soup. It's delicious. Lots of crusty rolls. So we used to go to we call her Nanu. That is my gran. She's like 85. That woman is still here for the next 20 years, man. The genetics on my mum's side of the family, she can't get rid of anybody. I'm all kidding. But you know, they're around for a while. So my gran's 85, 84 or 85. She's one of the two, right? And we normally always went to her house for Christmas dinner when I was younger. We always went to my gran's house for Christmas, and it was always a fight for the crusty rolls, because there's about 16 grandkids or something, so there's quite a few cousins, and it'd be a case of like there was enough crusty rolls to go around, like maybe once, twice at a push, so you'd have to be in there fast, get the crusty roll, secure the package, or you're not getting any. So this year, since it's a smaller celebration at my mum and dad's house, I'm going to make sure there's at least 40 packs of rolls. So soup and rolls, some kind of Wellington pie, like a vegetable based one, cranberry sauce, all that kind of stuff, roast potatoes, all the veg, dessert. So the dessert last year I found, was it Waitrose? Waitrose do a vegan trifle. I'm basically going to look for the desserts this week and see what we can find. I might actually go into Waitrose right now because, let me see, Waitrose, because sometimes you have to order this stuff. But they had a vegan trifle, and was it a brownie or something as well? Honestly, I'm going to have to just look. Let me just Google vegan trifle. No, they don't have it. I'm going to have to really think about the dessert because I don't know what it's going to be yet. It will be store-bought and it will be delicious, but whatever it is and where it's coming from, I do not know. What is your current hair colour? Love it. Right, thank you. I did love it at the start, but now it's basically brown with like a tinge of like a kind of strawberry blonde or something. I just can't believe how much it's grown. It was by the brand Bleach London, and it was it Proper Copper it was called? I think that was the vibe. But it is supposed to wash out. That was the point. It was temporary. But I'm getting my hair done in a few days. I'm going back to it being nice and blonde and light and airy fairy, and I can't wait. What do you do on Thanksgiving? I'm vegan and holidays are hard. So we don't actually celebrate Thanksgiving because it's not a holiday in the UK. It's not a holiday in Scotland. That's an American, I believe. I don't know if it's any other country, but as far as I'm aware, it's an American holiday. And we do not celebrate that. But in terms of Christmas, I have just kind of spoke about what we do. I just don't overcomplicate my nutrition. I really don't overcomplicate my food, and I hope that that's, you know, if you kind of think about that yourself, you might think actually at Christmas time or whatever, just make simple stuff. Don't have to make it fancy. Be honest, did you like protein desserts straight away or did you learn to like them? So I don't actually make a lot of protein desserts. I make like protein balls, I make the odd like protein apple crumble, that kind of thing. But in terms of dessert, I had this conversation on TikTok yesterday with regards to hot chocolate. So I love dessert, I love hot chocolate, I love all that kind of stuff. And as you know, my like approach to nutrition and health and all that is balance. It's just balance. Find your flow and what works for you. That will look different for everyone. And obviously like genetically, or how long someone's been training and all this kind of stuff might mean they can eat a bit more of something that you maybe can't get away with. So when it comes to desserts, I tend to actually just eat regular dessert, vegan dessert. But you know, I like to make protein balls, I like to make proteinized coffee, but that's because it's coffee. Like that's not, That's just because I'm making it anyway, and it makes sense for me to just to throw protein powder in there versus then making a smoothie or something later on with the protein powder. And I don't like protein shakes on their own. Long story short, I made a TikTok about the hot chocolate because I keep seeing recipes for protein hot chocolate. Now, nothing wrong with protein hot chocolate. If you're, you know, if it's the end of the day and you're like, oh, I fancy a hot chocolate, but I actually still need to get like 20 grams of protein, and you think, oh, I'll just use like chocolate protein powder and make like a hot chocolate that way, absolutely fine. But if you want hot chocolate and you decide that because you're on a fitness kick that making a protein hot chocolate would be more suited to your goals, even though A, you don't like it, you don't want it, you're drinking it for the sake of it, and then you're not really having the hot chocolate that you want, then don't do it. A hot chocolate is a minimal treat. It is hot chocolate milk basically, and have the hot chocolate, especially at this time of year. Do not think that everything has to be packed with protein powder to kind of allow you to have it, if that makes sense. Desserts to be enjoyed as a soul food. Hot chocolate is delicious. I will be getting my fair few. I've already had one from Starbucks and it actually wasn't very good, but then I had one at home. Delicious. So I've had 2 hot chocolates so far, and will it continue? Yes. And like yesterday, for example, I keep seeing these blueberry cookie magnums. I went round 3 supermarkets to find these magnums, and I found them. And it was delicious. It was delicious, but would I buy them again? Probably not. It was a bit bizarre. Like, it was good, but it just wasn't really giving me magnum. Anyway, long story short, the point is I do make the odd protein dessert or snack here and there, but if I'm wanting dessert, I have dessert. And if you just have these things now and then when you actually want them, you're more likely to actually stick to your goals, reduce your cravings, not binge out, all this kind of stuff. I made a really kind of long TikTok on it. If you want to go and watch it, go and watch it. But I am for the soul food, so enjoy it. Favourite hamstring home lift. So I don't train at home, but if I was to, I would be RDLing. Romanian deadlift. If you've got a barbell, a dumbbell, a kettlebell, plates, bands, whatever you've got, use it. Use it. Is your new app ready, and how do you get on it? Okay, my new app is going to be ready on the 13th of December. If you are already on my current app, you will be getting emails right about now to show you how to transition over into the new app. So pay attention to your emails, check your spam, your junk, all of it, because you will be getting emails. If you aren't on my app already, there's a link in my bio, and you can check out the like pre-registration. You can just put in your info, not payment details or anything, literally just like your name and your email, so that you can get early access, and we will let you know when it is out. But I'm so excited about it, because when I say, like, my current app, I've had it for 2 years. It was obviously my first go at an app. I love it, it serves its purpose, but I really wanted something more, and we've hit the nail on the head tenfold with what this new app can do. And I can't wait to sit down and make an actual video talking you through everything, because I think you're going to see it and go, my god, what? Wow. It's pretty fab. It's pretty fab. Okay, who does Blake look like? Predominantly me, but there is a lot of Adam there too. So most people do say, oh my god, she look like she's your spitting image, she's your double, she's your twin. Like, she has, see, from like here down is my face. Like, she's got my cheeks, she's got my nose, my lips, like my mouth. And when I was younger, she has, like, when I was younger, the kind of hair I had like kind of really straight, kind of dirty blonde hair. And that's the hair she has, just this like straight kind of blondie hair. But she definitely has his like head, forehead, brow, eye region. And she takes a nice tan on holiday. When we were on holiday, I was like, this child is just getting more and more brown. And she didn't get that from me. So she's definitely a blend, but I would say she's probably predominantly more so my features. I'm just dying to see what she looks like as she gets older, because she's definitely got her wee face, but she is only 16 months. So I feel like maybe by the time she's like 2.5, like that, maybe like this time next year, she'll definitely have what she looks like, if that makes sense. But the thing is that when you see pictures of me of when I was younger, even from when I was like 2, I have the exact same face. Like the same face. How does your diet and training fluctuate depending on your cycle and your hormones? So I'll be honest, my training doesn't change on my cycle. I know the whole training on your cycle became really, really popular and people were adapting their training to their time of the month and how they were feeling. I have never been particularly impacted by my cycle. So basically, I used to have like my periods 4 or 5 days, no cramp, no nothing, like just wonderful my whole life. I would get tired a couple of days before and just want to eat so much chocolate. Out with that, nothing changed. I went to the gym, I ate pretty much the same other than the added chocolate, and just slept a bit more. It's kind of the same now, but I will say my periods are heavier and slightly longer and a bit of cramp. Woohoo, go me, wonderful times. So honestly, it doesn't really impact my training. I am lucky with my cycles. It doesn't impact me. I don't adapt my training or anything at all. Do I sometimes feel a bit weaker and I'm like, my god, this workout is just not going the way I want it to go? Sure, but I still do it anyway, and that's just my personal experience with it. Oh, a favourite, I can't talk, favourite holiday ritual. Honestly, I don't actually feel like we've got, so when I'll talk about two. When I was younger, my family used to, every Christmas Eve, my mum, my sister and I would go to mass, Christmas Eve mass, and then we would, and when we were at mass, my dad would make homemade soup. He wasn't into the Catholicism, and we would then go home. We'd have homemade soup for dinner, like 3 bowls of it, again with the crusty rolls, and then watch the Polar Express movie, and we did that like literally every year for a very long time. Obviously I don't live with my parents anymore, I now live with Adam, and we obviously have Blake. We haven't actually, so we actually lived together for 2 years. In the first year I was pregnant, and the second year Blake was like 4 months old. And I actually said to him, I said we should think about what we want our traditions to be, because we haven't got any yet. We go to like the same kind of shops, or we maybe go to like the Christmas markets and stuff, but I'd like something we do at home. We did do our own Christmas Eve dinner the past 2 years. Actually, we've done that the past 3 years, because when he came over to my old house, that's what we did. So definitely I think it'll be a Christmas Eve thing. I think we'll do Christmas Eve dinner, and then we'll suss out what kind of like activities or movies or whatever we want to do with that. So yeah, we actually haven't sussed out the new ones yet. How to balance meals and workouts with holiday activities. Right, this is my honest opinion. I used to be the person that woke up on Christmas morning and would do a HIIT workout in the living room for half an hour before having my breakfast. Why? I understand doing that if you are a professional athlete, if you are training for something very specific, but if you're an average gym goer like me, why are you doing a HIIT workout in your living room on Christmas morning? That's just daft, in my humble opinion. Like I said, my whole approach to everything now is just balance, and I feel like I've really, the past few years, it's just been absolutely perfect. I eat well for the most part, I train 4 times a week for the most part, but see, life comes first. And see if on the day I'm meant to go to the gym and, you know, Adam's like, let's go to the Christmas markets today instead, and let's just go and like go out for dinner, or let's do this or let's do that, yeah, sign me up, hello. Because life doesn't stop because you have a workout. Now I'm not saying throw everything out the window and just go see you in a month, but you know, just say yes to all the things you want to say yes to, do your workouts where you can do them, and eat healthy for the most part, so that when your friends are like, let's go out for dinner, you're saying absolutely. When your family's like, let's go to Christmas markets, absolutely. It's not about balancing it all, it's just stick to your schedule as normal, and then when life crops up, let it. All the baby and toddler tips, read at 10 months. Honestly, I have none. I am going with the flow, and as they say, every single baby is different. I think honestly, just go with the flow. I think be chill, don't stress yourself out, everything is a season, just enjoy it where you can. It's stressful, it's hard, it's sometimes I'm ripping the hair out of my head, but overall I'm like, wow, what a blessing, what a blessing. And she's the funniest wee character ever. The one thing I would say is the sleep. Try, if your baby isn't a sleeper, try and fix it, because I went 10 months not doing any sleep training or anything like that. I was so against the whole cry it out, blah 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 blah, but we got to like 10 months and she was awake every hour, every 2 hours, the whole night, and constantly for weeks and weeks and weeks on end, that I got to the point I was like, right, we need to talk to someone about baby sleep. And we did. Her name was Heidi at Positive Parenthood or something like that. Go on Instagram, that'll come up. And she totally goes in with the approach of, right, do you want to do cry it out, or do you want to do rock the baby to sleep and comfort them, or do you want somewhere in between? I personally went somewhere in between. Blake now sleeps 11 hours a night most nights, and it is worth it. It is 100% worth it. You don't have to do cry it out if that's not your thing, or if that is your thing, go for it. But I would say if you're struggling with the sleep, get someone to help you with it, because it makes all the difference in the world. Your opinion on deload weeks, do you take them or recommend them? So I actually used to do them maybe like twice a year or something like that, way back in the day. But see now, I feel like my training, I train 4 times a week. I train really intensively and also intentionally, and I eat well, and I then have 3 days off where I recover. I don't feel like I need deload weeks. I'm not a power lifter, I'm not competing in anything for bodybuilding, I'm not doing anything extreme enough. If I ever feel like, oh actually my body's a bit done in, then I maybe just don't go to the gym for a few days. But deloads I just feel like aren't really necessary for the way I live my life, if that makes sense. That kind of seems to be the majority of the questions. A lot of them are repeated, and obviously we're not going to go through the same questions. This video is now nearly 20 minutes long. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I love a Q&A, it's just a chat, it's just nice and easy. I hope you guys are having a really nice like festive time of the year, a nice holiday season. Please comment down below what your traditions are, like what are you doing, give me some ideas and inspiration for what we can start doing for our own one, and let me know what you're having for your Christmas dinner, because I'd really like to know.